Good afternoon. It's July the 13th, 2004. I'm Mayo Livingston, and this afternoon, Tom Bush and I, on behalf of the Southwest Georgia Regional Library, are interviewing Raymond Miles on his experiences during World War II. Raymond, I believe you were in the Army.
Army, yes.
And you joined in September 1944,
That's
17 years old.
That's right.
Now, did you join or were you drafted?
Oh, I joined.
You were ready to go.
Ready to go. I had two brothers in it at the same time, so I just decided that I would make it three.
And you went to Camp Robinson?
Joseph T. Robinson in Arkansas, yeah. The worst place in the world.
But you were assigned to the infantry. Were you assigned at that?
I was assigned at camp, up at Fort McPherson.
To the infantry?
Yeah, when I was inducted into the Army.
And you were assigned at that time when you were in Arkansas to the 41st Division?
Yeah.
And you had training in Arkansas, and then you shipped out to the South Pacific.
Yeah, we shipped out to Zamboanga, Mindanao, and there's some of the islands there, Mindanao, that we were on in Zamboanga to start with, where I joined the 41st Division, and that's where I began my overseas service.
Well, were you in the invasion of Mindanao?
We invaded some islands over there, like the Holo, they say, is California, the Philippines. We made a landing there early after I joined the 41st.
You were a rifleman, or where did you get a BAR? You mentioned that.
Well, I was the guy that, one of the guys that was BAR operator. He was in the company prior to me joining them. They had some Japanese who come down from this roadway leading caribous and hollering. They were Filipinos, and they got right in the middle of the company and started throwing hand grenades, and they destroyed about half of the company. So.
For your company?
Well, yes, the company I joined. Yeah, that was before I joined. But the guy that I assisted, he was the bar gunner, and he was the best I've ever seen. I stayed as close to him as I could stay. He was a survivor.
By the way, for our viewers, a BAR is a Browning automatic rifle.
Right. But I know after I joined him, we was on the island of Holo, this new second lieutenant who was over there, come over there, and he got to questioning. The guy saw these people come down this roadway hollering, Filipino, so he just took that BAR gun and just mowed him down, and he said to the lieutenant said to him, says, "Soldier, don't you ever let me see you do that again." He said, "If you want to see me do it one more time, you can go up that road and come back this way, and you can see me do it one more time." He was a tough character.
Well, were these guys, were they Filipinos or were they Japanese? Or did y'all know, right?
Well, we didn't know some of them, but they were. But the Filipinos had just destroyed the company practically, and coming through there hollering Filipinos. They were not Filipinos. They were Japanese people posing as Filipinos that they could get in the middle of the company and start throwing hand grenades.
And that was a little road in Mindanao.
Yeah.
We never think about a big battle or anything like that.
No. But
had you ever heard of the island before you?
I never heard of any of that before I was there. I'm telling you, I mean, I didn't know. But the island we made the landing on was Holo, and it was supposed to be the California, the Philippines. It was kind of there. It was part of Mindanao, but it was off. We went there by ship and landed on the island.
How did you land? By a landing craft?
Yeah, we landed by landing craft, but we were out in the bay. And when I first could see, we all had our supplies and everything, and we was up on deck. And these planes come over, our planes, and they was little knoll up there was covered with trees, and what they did, those planes bombed that thing just bad, it just it really just destroyed that whole, looked like it had been freshly plowed field when they got through with it. And but it was, they took care of the main part, because that's where they were at, where they could see good and get. They tore that place up before we ever landed, but we had trouble with them in the mountain areas when we were trying to get.
That's on this small island.
Small
Now,
island.
what on Mindanao?
No, it was one.
And the Japanese were still in there. The war wasn't over here.
No.
The
It was in, it was about early, late see, we went in training just 6 weeks out of it.
6 weeks, and then you went overseas?
Yeah, and then we went to, but anyway, after we went in there, it was late 44 when we were there.
And, okay, then you went to Jolo.
Yeah.
You went from California to the Philippines?
All right. Went on a troop troop ship. 6,000 of us on that one ship.
You were glad to get off of it, wasn't you?
Yeah. I tell you, that's the only time I've ever been sick, and I don't think I was seasick then. I was just sick from people walking around holding the helmets and throwing up in the helmets, and got floor slipping and sliding in that ship, and it was tough. But anyway, I was sick too. I think everybody got sick one time or another.
Well, you secured this island?
Yeah, we finally got it. But while
Did you take any prisoners?
We took some prisoners, but didn't take that many. What they would do was hide back up in the mountain areas, and you just took the towns and the little communities and villages around. There's no way you could get those people out in the mountains.
Well, where was the throwing? Who threw the people coming down the road were mixed in with they were the ones throwing the hand grenades?
Yeah.
And that's when y'all, the guy Cutler.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds horrible, but that's the only way you all.
Well, if you're saying half of your people got killed, half of the company where he was at, not after I joined him, but before I joined him, they came and killed about half of the people in the company, so he wasn't taking any chances, and he didn't take any chances anytime, and I stayed as close to him as I could.
Did you ever learn to use the BAR?
No, I didn't. I had a rifle, but I had a carbine, but I never did. I could use it, but I never did. It was his problem.
Well, did you ever? You mentioned too the snipers up in the trees.
Yeah.
Did you guys get? You knew that was killing y'all.
They knew it was killing somebody, people, but we never could find the guy in the tree. But anyway, they just decided they were going to shoot every tree around there until they found out where it was coming from, and they finally killed him. But he was hidden there where you couldn't see him. I mean, and what he would do is kill one and then wait a while until everything got quiet again. He'd kill another one. I mean, that was just his. And he wouldn't shoot for one time, and that was it. Every time.
But finally, y'all
got him, yeah.
And this happened on a little island. It didn't take but a little island for somebody to get killed.
That's right.
And y'all.
There was a small island. It was a pretty good sized island, but it was supposed to be the California of the Philippines, and they had a lot of roots and things there, and it was a nice place.
Well, where was it you ran in? You got up with your brother. Were you jumping too far ahead?
Yeah.
That's an interesting story.
Yeah. Well, we were going overseas, and when we got to. I don't know where it was, Hollandia or New Guinea, Hollandia or Finch Haven, New Guinea, when we went over first. We got to one of them first, and I knew he was on that island, but I didn't know where I'm at. So
how did you know he was there? Had he really
we gathered he was there, and I don't know, because he couldn't write you anything about it, but we figured out somewhere or another, maybe some of his friends came back and told us or something, but we knew he was there, and when we got there, I asked, on the dock, we docked there, and I asked somebody on the dock if his outfit was there, and he said, no, it's down at Finch Haven. So when we anchored down there in the harbor, and he came, my sergeant in charge of me and my group was trying to get the commander of this whole ship to let me get off to go on shore to see him, and he said wasn't no possibility that he would let me or anybody else off that ship. He finally told us he was going ashore that night, and he said if I can find his company, I'll get him to come on board. So the next morning when he came to his office, I was sitting there, and he told me, said, you can go up on deck, your brother be in a minute. So he came in, and we spent the day together there. And when that afternoon they were supposed to pick him back up at 4 o'clock. We were supposed to leave. The ship was supposed to leave at 4 o'clock in a convoy. And
Your ship?
Yeah. So the guy had to pick him up before 4 by 4, and he hadn't come to pick him up. So they give him a life jacket to dump him off in the water out there, but they saw the ship come in, and they left the ramp down as they pulled off, and they pulled upside, and he got on the boat and got on his little boat. But I would hate to leave him there waddling around in the water, but he got there in time.
Well, he was in the Army also, is
Yeah,
that right?
yeah.
And
He's my oldest brother, yeah.
was he the one who lived in Albany?
No, he's the one who lived in Bonifay, Florida.
Oh, right. And you didn't see him again until you got home?
No. And I had another brother that was wounded in Germany, and he was on the other side, and I didn't see him at all. I mean, not until I got home.
But after you secured Mindanao, we
went to a little island called Sanga, and it was just an airport there, and we guarded that airport till the war was over, and the only landing we made, and the only fighting speaker of that I made was on that one island, and we stayed in and guarded that island till the war was over. But we had gotten 125% strength in men and equipment and everything. We had issued all new equipment. We were going to Japan one way or the other. I mean, we would have been in Japan if they hadn't dropped that bomb in a matter of a short period of time, because, I mean, nobody told us we were going to Japan, but that was the only place to go, and they done give us all our new equipment and new everything, then they dropped the bomb in Hiroshima.
Well, Raymond, I guess y'all by then knew the war was over in Europe. I mean,
Yeah, we knew the war was over in Europe. Yeah, we we got most of the news, especially pertaining to the service. You know, we didn't get anything much from the States back then, because all you had was papers from back home, and you got that 6 months after it happened. So,
but what were any Japs on those little islands down there where you were?
Yeah. They were on all of the island. Now they didn't bother us on the island of Sanga. It's too much now. They'd come in and steal stuff at night if they could, you know, and create problems like that. But they didn't. I mean, there wasn't like a war going on there.
You never were bummed or anything like that?
Personally, I was not. I was, I never was hit, but one night when we pulled back after about 2 or 3 weeks front lines, we pulled back to this. They had a big warehouse there, and a ship had just come in that afternoon and put some bunks off and everything, and we all of us was in a building there, and of course everybody was, like myself, was tired, and I could hear every one of those shells hit every time they shelled the town, and they got closer and closer to our building, and the last one hit the side of the building I was in. Of course, people were running out of the building, and trying to find holes to get in and things like that.
Did you do that?
Yeah, but I didn't do it until somebody run over my bunk. I could hear every one of them when it fell, but I just could not move. I mean, I was so tired and everything. I couldn't get out of there, scared to it. Yes, but I went out there, and that's when I learned that there was no weight that I couldn't handle. I picked up a truck frame out of a hole and got in the hole, and and I went out the next morning and I couldn't even budge one corner of it. So, I mean, you can do whatever it takes to do when you're scared, if you're scared enough.
But most of your combat was on this little island.
That's right.
In Mindanao.
Yeah.
Did you lose any of your friends then?
We lost some, yes.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, but we were surprised to get off of the island. I mean, get onto the island without too much. But the bombing that place kind of took care of the things until we could get on land, and then they went and regrouped again, and what was left of them, and it was well, we had our problems with after we got on land.
When you left there, did you go on up to Luzon, or you headed on that back to Japan?
Now, once we left there, we after the war was over, we were one of the first people to leave there. We were in that typhoon off Okinawa there when they hit that bad typhoon over there. Two little ships up on shore. I was in a ship that was pretty good size. I mean, you could lose ships out there that day, and you see them before they finally sent us down below deck and closed all the hatches. I mean, it was bad, but anyway, we were on a pretty good sized ship, and it wasn't as bad as some people would have told me, like Lord Portman. He said it was when he was on one of them.
Small ship.
A small ship, and it was bad for them.
But the war, y'all didn't have the war. It was over by then.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't have any kamikaze or anything like that.
No.
And the war was over around the 1st of August.
Yeah.
When you heard about the bomb, did you realize what the importance of that would be?
Well, I was really frightened, I guess, more. I don't know, but I was proud, and because I didn't know what nobody knew what it was. I mean, nobody knew anything about it, but they said it destroyed the whole town, you know, and of course, it was just a bad. But we were glad that of course, we didn't have any idea that the war was going to be over till we found out that they had surrendered after the second one dropped. But anyway, that was we went to Japan, and I went to Hiroshima while I was there to see what kind of damage was done in the ship. I mean, it destroyed that whole city. I mean, you could see the streets laid out there, but it was absolutely nothing. Not even, it melted everything to the ground. In fact, there was a bridge across the river there, and a stream, and it melted that bridge down in the water. And it was one building, the only building I could see standing was an old metal frame building with concrete, and it was so twisted and rolled. I mean, it was still up there, but it was just rolled and twisted.
This was in September after the...
This was after we got to Japan. It was sometime probably I don't know when we got to Japan, to tell you the truth, but I don't have the dates on that. I may have it somewhere, but anyway, after we were one of the first troops to go into Japan after the war was over.
How did you feel about going to Japan? The war was over, they surrendered, but they all laid down their arms.
Listen, when you didn't have to see what they were doing just once or twice to know they would do anything. But we know when we got there, they would never bother us a bit. They would hide every time they see some American. They'd hide because they thought we were going to do to them what they would have done to us if it had been reversed. I mean, it was but they didn't give us any problem after. I mean, after we got to Japan, I had no problem. Nobody that I know of had any problems with it.
How long did you stay in Japan?
I stayed there till I think we left Japan. We left Japan sometime in I forgot when, but anyway, I come back from Japan. It must have been sometime in 1st of November '46, because I was discharged on the 27th, and we just come back and discharged. I was the only person. They finally shipped me out to 2 or 3 different companies, and I wound up in. I was single and no dependents, and all the people was coming home, and they were trying to replace them with new people coming over, and so I went to, even though I hadn't had much combat in that 6 months or something like that, 6 or 8 months I was in, but they didn't. Every time they had a rest, somewhere a rest camp, they send me to it, and it was.
That was in Japan.
Yeah, but the Japanese people were really good to us after we got Japan, because they knew they didn't. I mean, it was over with, and they accepted it. Some people, like over there now, they're not accepting it,
Right.
But they accepted the fact that it was over with.
Well, did you meet any of the American POWs, or did you see any while you were over there?
I didn't know.
But as far as you knew, you pretty well got along with the Japanese civilians.
Yeah. After we got there, they were pretty nice. They were always, decent to me. I will tell you about one. After going to Hiroshima, I saw this one guy. I think I told you about it the other day, but this one guy lived 18 miles from Hiroshima, and he carried his daughter to the train to put on a train, put his $2 on the train to go to college in Hiroshima, and he could speak his English is better than I could, but his 2 daughters got killed, and he said he was on his way back home when that thing hit, and he said that he had to lay down on the ground and cover up in his overcoat to keep it from burning him up. He said he was 18 miles away.
And he didn't have any scars or anything?
No, he didn't have any scars. But he was glad to be alive, But he was really. What
was your mission when you were, after the war was over and Americans were still there? What were you a policeman or?
Well, we pretty much, and main thing we didn't do too much of anything really. It wasn't something where we had to stand guard at several places or anything. We had somebody standing guard at our company, but it wasn't a lot of things to do. We didn't do what they were doing other than not trying to get everything working for them. We didn't do that.
You didn't get into any of the mechanizations or infrastructure
No.
of the Japanese?
This might have been because I was just a corporal, I don't know, but some of those guys might have got into something.
Well, you would have been doing the work.
Yeah, but I didn't get into that. The only thing I'd done was stay in the rest camps after the war was over and got Japan. I mean, because we joined the signal company there, and I didn't. And they give me a job I couldn't do. I mean, I don't want to get into going through more details about it, but.
Oh, that's all right.
But I.
What else you gonna do?
Well, what happened was that when the war was over, I was supposed to be the operations sergeant, and I was a staff sergeant, and so the company told me, said that I would like to give it to this guy who's been over here for 4 years and going home as a private. They've been busted him down a few times, and he said I'd like to go send him home with a thing. And he said I'd like to give it to him. It's okay with you? And I said sure, go ahead and give it to him. So then the company wasn't going to issue any more ranks. I mean, anymore. So they wasn't going to give me any more promotions. So he said I'm going to try to get you one again. So the first guy left to go home was a company clerk, which was a typist. And I had never seen a typewriter, but anyway, they sent me up and they approved it. Next thing, they sent me up for a sergeant, and they turned it down and said it wasn't going to issue no more ratings in the company. And so I was stuck with that 405 spec, which was a clerk typist. And
you couldn't type.
And I couldn't change, I couldn't type, and so when they put me in this signal company, and I went into the headquarters and had this stack of papers of this high, and said, these got to be out by 5 o'clock this afternoon. And I said, now's a good time to get busted and go back to wherever you want to send me to, but I don't know how to type. I can't type. And I told him how I got the thing. And so the colonel was sitting over here listening to the conversation. And this sergeant turned around to the colonel and said, what do you think we ought to do? He said, well, ain't nothing we can do. We got him. We just do the best we can. So I was sitting down there and was trying to find the keys on the thing. But anyway, this guy next to me said, if you will line those things up over here, I'll type them for you. And so he did, and of course I got out of that. But then they sent me to this other company after the war was over. And I mean, after that busted up, I went to 3 companies after the war was over. And the last one, when I didn't do nothing, because I told the guy I couldn't do it. He finally told me to go down and check me out a vehicle, and said, I'll let you go every day, go get the mail and bring it to the mail clerk. That's all I had to do. It took me about 30 minutes a day to do that, and I've done what I want to do after that.
Well, you're not by yourself. We've heard some others tell similar stories.
Particularly
after the war was over.
Yeah, after the war was over.
Yeah.
But now it was hell. I mean, there wasn't nothing fight about it when you get shot at, but that once you do that. But you know the thing that really bothers me to this day, I never could think of myself coming back home. I knew I was going to die before I got back. And I think I told you this, and got back to Columbus, and I wanted to get off of that bus and walk home because I was afraid I was going to get killed on the way home. I mean, it just, I was so sure that I would never make it.
And you got off the bus, didn't you?
No, I didn't get off. I stayed on the bus and got the elevator and got off. But it was, I took all I could do to stay on it. I tell you that now.
Right.
I didn't want to walk that 14 miles. 50 miles from Columbus.
Did you ever have any idea of returning to these places you went
Nope. And never had a desire to do it. Never. I'm not interested in going back. I want to go everywhere in the world, but not there.
Not even Japan?
I'm sure, I don't have any desire to go to Japan, but I might go if I had an opportunity, but I just never have thought about going back. That's one place I never have been.
Did you have any regrets about joining up and?
No. I should have, but I didn't. I mean, I never did think about it. I don't remember thinking about I shouldn't have done it or anything, but I probably had that thought somewhere down the road, but I didn't.
Have you had any thoughts about the war and about what you did?
I had some feeling about the atomic bomb. I don't know what my feeling is. I love this country, and I don't know what would have been the right thing to do. But you know, I've thought about that thing. If nobody had ever come and found that thing and discovered that deal, sometimes it probably saved my life. But the world would have been better off, in my opinion.
Have we not used it?
Have we not used it? Have we not known about it? Nobody ever.
Oh, I've not known about it.
Yeah. Nobody ever knew about it. We would have had a safer country. Now, that wouldn't have happened, and that's wishful thinking. But I thought about that a lot of times, but I think it's going to be the thing that destroys us. In the end, I think so. And I hate to say
One interesting thing about the invasion of Japan, the planned invasion, they made enough Purple Hearts getting ready for that they've never had to make any more up until this day. They're still using the ones they made for the invasion of Japan.
Yeah.
That's how many casualties they were expecting.
Well, yeah, we all knew it was going to be bad. I mean, and we knew we had to go. I mean, there was no way. I mean,
in other words, you were ready to go.
I wasn't ready, but we were going. Yeah, the company was ready. But I'm sure the company had orders to go. I mean, there's no question in my mind about that, because they never would have given us all the stuff they gave us to go. I mean, if they wasn't sure that we were going to have to go. I mean, we had 125% men, strength in men. We had all our new equipment. We had all the new stuff that you could have.
Explain what you mean by 125%.
I mean, we had 25% more people than we
Did
normally
you
have.
think they'd get that many killed?
Oh, yeah.
And you stayed in from 1944
Yes,
until 46?
46. I stayed there 26 months is what I stayed.
And came home and to Alville, Georgia.
Started farming.
And
And moved to Bainbridge, and that's history. I tell you, I think the greatest thing ever happened to me in my life was moving to Bainbridge, Georgia. I could never repay this community. No way I ever tried to without coming to Bainbridge. And I think I told you about this. I don't have any education. I went to school through the 7th grade, and a teacher was a friend of the family, and she wasn't going to let me fail, and she had a big print, and so she got me where I could read some stuff and do some things, and then to come down here and people treat me like they've treated me, and tried to help me in the way they have. I tell you, it's been a wonderful deal. I tell you, I couldn't.
you meant a lot to the community and you meant a lot to your country on that little island that you probably never thought about. But Raymond, you did it.
Yeah.
And on behalf of the American people and citizens of Bainbridge, I want to thank you
Thank you.
for everything you've done.
That's